In a bustling town, under the shade of a large banyan tree, lived a beggar named Bola. Every morning he laid out his worn cloth, held out his hand, and repeated the same words, "Please, just one coin for the poor." Day after day, some people dropped a coin, most ignored him. Bola would mutter, "Life is unfair. I was born to suffer." His clothes were torn, his beard long, his spirit tired. He accepted his fate, whispering to himself, "A beggar I am, and a beggar I will always be." One day, a stranger walked into the town. He wore simple clothes, yet carried himself with confidence, with bright eyes and a kind smile. When he saw Bola under the tree, he stopped and asked, "Why do you sit here every day?" Bola looked up and sighed, "Because I have nothing. I've always had nothing." The man did not give him a coin. Instead, he handed him a small mirror with a wooden frame and said, "Each morning, look into this mirror. Instead of asking for coins, ask yourself one question: what can I do today to be better than yesterday?" Bola was confused, even annoyed. A mirror? I need money, not reflections. But the next morning, curiosity made him try. He looked into the mirror and saw his tired eyes, messy hair, and sadness on his face. He repeated the question mockingly, "What can I do today to be better than yesterday?" Then he thought, "At least I can comb my hair." So he did. The next day, he washed his dirty shirt. Another day, he cleaned the space under the tree. Gradually, Bola began to change. He stood straighter, stopped complaining, and started greeting people with a smile. Something strange happened. People noticed. Some smiled back, some gave more than one coin, some even stopped to chat. Children liked to hear his stories. Shopkeepers offered him leftover food, not out of pity, but because they enjoyed his company. One day, the owner of a tea stall nearby said, "Bola, you're here every day. Why don't you help me clean the tables? I'll pay you." Bola hesitated but agreed. The work was hard at first, but it felt good to have purpose. He saved the little money he earned, bought better clothes, cut his hair, and eventually rented a small room. A year later, Bola was no longer a beggar. He now owned a small blue tea cart he proudly named New Day. Every morning, he still kept his habit of looking into the mirror and asking, "What can I do today to be better than yesterday?" One morning, as Bola served tea to a customer, he noticed a familiar face in the crowd. It was the same traveler who had once given him the mirror. Tears welled up in Bola's eyes as he walked toward him and said, "You changed my life." The man smiled warmly and replied, "No, Bola, you changed your thinking. That is what changed your life." Moral of the story: your life is not shaped by your surroundings, but by your thoughts. When you believe you are stuck, you remain stuck. But when you change your thoughts, even one at a time, you unlock the power to rise. Don't wait for the world to change for you. Change your mind, and the world will follow.